Hey there everyone, Andrew Lopez, partner channel OC. Very excited for today's guest, and hopefully summer is going well. The weather is nice. It's not June gloom, so you can't go wrong with that. I have a wonderful, wonderful Rachel Svoboda here with us. Thank you so much, Rachel, for being with us.
You're welcome.
I'm very excited to share your story and kind of just what you bring to the table in our Orange County business community. So first, a funny little story. I used to play in a band, and I was playing down in Corona Del Mar, and my mom, was one of my biggest fans. She was actually on episode 3 in the past on our show with the Rhinestones. And I used to play the drums in this band down in Corona Del Mar, and Rachel came in, and my mom said, "Hey, I like your nails." And, they kind of connected and said, "Hey, my son's in the band." And that's how I met Rachel and kind of have followed her throughout the past couple of years and kind of watched her growth and what she's done. So I've been very, very inspired and very, very excited to see kind of how far you've come.
Well, thank you. Thank you. That was a great, in a movie they call it a meet cute, like how somebody comes together. So that was a good one. I loved your mom. She was great.
She's cool. She's hip. She's
What's
fun.
She doing now?
She does her rhinestone business still.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. She puts rhinestones on T-shirts for cheer teams, swim teams, every sport you can imagine. Dance studios. So she is.
Oh my God.
She's all over Orange County.
Well,
Platinum Rhinestones is her company.
I will be calling her. My 8-year-old Elizabeth likes to bedazzle and rhinestone everything. So
my mom.
We'll make this work.
Get ready for it, Mom. Rachel's coming after you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Rachel, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where you come from and what's a little bit about your story.
For those of you that I don't know, it's nice to meet you. I'm Rachel Svoboda, and I was born and raised here in Orange County. I was born in Davis, California, up north, actually. And that's interesting because I was born there, and then I was 2 when my parents moved here to Orange County, but I always felt like this kinship to Davis. So that's actually where I got my soccer scholarship and went to college back at Davis.
Woodstock's Pizza, right?
Oh, yeah. You've been.
I'm from Sacramento originally.
Okay.
So Davis, I know very well.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's a small town. I used to, run around the town for my exercise. But anyways, most of my time has been here in Southern California. After college, I went to law school for a hot minute, and then decided that I didn't love it. So I wanted to get into a career that I really loved, and there was this ad agency up in LA run by this woman named Renee Frazier called Frazier Communications. So I started sending in my resume, and I never heard back. So I started going up to their office once a week from Huntington to Santa Monica to hand deliver my resume. And eventually they were like, okay, we'll meet with you, fine. And they're like, you can be the receptionist. Perfect.
You're in.
The best receptionist you ever had. So that was the foot in the door that I really needed. And from there, I knew that I found a job that I loved. And people would say, slow down, you're going to burn out. Just pace yourself. Well, it's been 20 years now, and I'm still loving it.
Yeah.
So I was up in LA for 15 or so years working, and then moved back to Orange County after I had my kids to be closer to the family. So when I moved down here, I was working at DGWB, now known as Amusement Park. And I found myself, let me back up for a second. When I was up in LA, I worked at Saatchi, and Saatchi had a really exciting time for Toyota, and so we got to work on the launch into NASCAR and the launch of the original Prius, and it was a really exciting time for them. So I got to do a ton of work, everything from Toyota to, I worked on Fredericks of Hollywood and Cedars-Sinai Hospital and City of Hope and, Metropolitan Water District and all these different types of business. And I learned along the way that I liked new business. And I had a knack for it, and nobody else really did. So as my career evolved, I started doing a lot more business development in terms of building an agency and getting new clients for the agency and helping to run and mentor account teams. So that was always really important to me. And so when I was back down here in Orange County, I realized that there were a lot of companies here that needed, what do you say? A little bit would go a long way, for instance, okay?
Doing so much with so little.
There's so many businesses here. And, a logo development or a website, makes a big difference to these independently owned boutique-sized companies. So when I was working at Amusement Park, I realized that we were passing on a lot of business that was quote-unquote too small. It was under the threshold of, this multi-million-dollar big business, which I know and love, but I'm like, wait a minute. I think we can do this
Mm-hmm.
a little bit different that'll work for the way people also consume media now, because it's fast.
Everything's so instant, right?
Yeah, and it's here today and it's gone tomorrow. So how can I develop a way to get people to work on things that they actually like? So matching people's professional excellence with their personal passion, fast, and make an impact on smaller businesses. So as I'm sort of like seeing all of this ecosystem come together, I started a company along the way called Sunday Brunch. Sunday Brunch was exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was going really well. And along the way, also, actually, this is like a parallel path. So I'm parallel pathing. I'm president of the American Advertising Federation, which brings together 150 advertising agencies here in Orange County. So I'll talk about that a little bit more later. But as I'm doing this, I met Kyle Johnston, who is the president at GigaSavvy, and we aligned on our values. We aligned on our vision for the Orange County community, and we, in partnership, which I know we'll talk about, and other things. And we realized that even though we're both doing great things, or no, good things, we could do great things together. So earlier this year, we merged our companies, and I brought my team and my clients, and we are off to the races now, and just continuing to innovate the space. And that's exciting because advertising has been around forever.
Yeah.
But now we're taking on large accounts, we're taking on small accounts. We have big traditional teams, we have small tactical teams. We're able to service so much more of the market in a way that hasn't been done before, all under one roof, one banner, one like quality of excellence, and it's really exciting. It's a great time for us.
Yeah, it sounds like you've had a crazy, awesome career. You have a true passion and a true just vision, and you've done that. One of the things I love to highlight on this show is to talk to the individuals, the business professionals that really, really had a passion, had a dream, but actually followed through with it. And here you are 20 years later, really still fulfilling that dream that you love.
And this is still just the beginning. I mean, we were whiteboarding last week. Anyone who knows me knows I love a good whiteboard session. I've literally been in a restaurant with a team, and we were brainstorming something. I was like, oh, wait, just 1 second. And I went in my purse and I took out one of those giant Post-it size papers and put it up in the restaurant wall and started like whiteboarding. I don't mind like dorking out a little bit. It's fine. But even last week we're whiteboarding, okay, what's next for us? How are we going to make this great, even greater? And continue to, help other people be passionate about this business because we love it. And we're really lucky and fortunate to be able to work with some of the smartest, most talented people in advertising in Orange County. And this really is a creative community where people are inspired to do their best work. And I don't think that historically Orange County has had that reputation. So one of the things we want to do is, grow and sustain business and career development here in Orange County. Because this could be the next big hot pocket for creativity. And I think that the work is there. The work is good.
Yeah.
We had the American Advertising Federation annual awards gala a couple months ago, and it was hosted at the Balboa Bay Resort. It was lovely. We sold out, and the work was really top notch. And some of it went on to win national awards, and I'm just really proud of everyone in this community and our board that has been so supportive and everything that we're doing together. So, we just got to keep at it. We had a board meeting Thursday, last week, at the new Lido House Hotel on Lido Island, and it was amazing. We're always having like new guests come to visit the board meetings, and anyone who's watching this that is interested in getting involved with the board of directors, it's about 12 ad agency owners who all collaborate and work together. So I encourage you to reach out and let us know that you want to get involved, because we're always looking for fresh ideas, and we're really only asking people to do one thing every year that they want to contribute. So it's not about overwhelming your workload with a ton of things, but it does open up doors for you and create new opportunities. And Kyle and I think, are the best example of that, because without the American Advertising Federation, we wouldn't have met. Our companies wouldn't have joined forces, and we wouldn't have been able to bring these dreams to life. So, the importance of community is just, really dear to my heart.
I love it. It sounds like that was another meet cute, right?
It was a meet cute. Yes.
It's my new favorite term now. So thank you for telling me about that.
We were actually in Ocean because we were having a celebration for the AdTies mentoring program, which takes college students from different universities around Southern California and pairs them up with mentors at different agencies. So also, if you're a college student and you're watching this, the AdTies mentoring program is something you might want to apply for. We do it twice a year. We had 60 applicants for 20 spots in the last session, and then we had there's a coffee and a lunch and then this celebration, and you can make it more than that if you want, but that's the required touch points. And we were inspired to do that because I'm also a mentor of the Chapman University MBA program, and I was like, wait a minute, we need to do this for our industry too, and it's bigger than just at GigaSavvy. You know, we could have an internship program here and mentorship here, but how do we make it bigger for everybody?
Yeah.
So we really try to think, beyond ourselves.
Awesome. I love your energy. I love your passion. I love your vision, everything you have going on. So I'm so thankful that you're telling our community about this, because this is a really cool thing. What is your role here at GigaSavvy?
Okay, so my role at GigaSavvy, it's a three-pronged role. All right, so I'm running this new division of our company that's focused on, we're kind of calling it Select. It's different boutique, independently owned businesses, and we custom build all of our teams for them. So I'm architecting and structuring those relationships. And then our team here, the whole GigaSavvy universe, we're working on branding and reputation awareness for the agency in a bigger way, because we really want to raise our awareness beyond just Orange County and Southern California to a national level. So we're working on that plan in terms of a whole integrated effort. And then with that, as sort of step 3, we're going to be working with different search consultants and different national brands to participate in larger RFPs for some of the other big business pieces. So we've got boutique, small-sized businesses, and then large businesses too. So it's really a collaborative effort between everybody to have all of this working in unison and in harmony together to grow our careers and grow our business.
Yeah, I love it. You've inspired me just in me watching you over the years, and just even now, today, sitting here with you. You can have a dream, and you can have a vision, and you work hard towards it, and you have the right people in place, the right partners in place, that you can really, really take advantage and lay it all out and create something that might have been good to be great or awesome.
Just blame it on that type A, personality, oldest child. So, I'm always trying to figure out the hierarchy of how all the pieces work together, and I enjoy that. I mean, I organize for fun. So there's that.
Of course, I'm the same way. I'm the oldest of 4, so it's the same thing. You're the first, you're the glory child. You got to figure it all out and lay it all out and kind of pay attention to the people you look up to are others, because there's no sibling to look up to. Yes. Because you're the one everyone looks up to.
Mentors have been really important for me too. I mean, I definitely have had a great tribe of, and it wasn't by design all women, but it has been a lot of women over the years that have shown me the way of what to do or what not to do. Equally important, which has been great. And I continue to lean on them for support and guidance. And I actually have a really nice story. About 20 years ago, when I was just starting in this business, I got to go to a client meeting. I've never told this story when any of my interviews, but it's a good one and timely for now. Anyway, so I got to go to one of my first client meetings, and it was Avery Dennison up in Pasadena. And the client in the room who ran Avery Dennison at the time is this woman named Diane Dixon. Well, I mean, when I say this was one of my first client meetings, I wasn't allowed to talk, or I had to sit in the back and take notes. And anyways, life goes on, and 20 years later, Diane now lives in Newport Beach, and she's been the mayor of Newport Beach and city council member at Newport Beach. And so earlier this year, I went to her re-election kickoff campaign. She's the kindest, sweetest, dearest woman. She actually remembered me from that meeting, like all those years ago. Okay, so amazing. And now I have the honor of actually helping her with her upcoming re-election campaign. In terms of GigaSavvy is helping to work on those different parts. So, and now at this stage in my career, I get to ask her different types of questions than I would have 20 years ago. And and be inspired by everything that she's accomplished. And it's a small world, right?
It very
And a
much
small
is,
town.
yes. Of course, small town, small community, even though, what is this, the second largest economy in the country?
I know,
Southern
right?
California, but it's so small and all the connections that we have. And I do like that story because it does, the first impression goes such a long way. It might have been years and years later, but that first impression is now kind of crafted into helping her run her campaign now.
It's such an honor. I mean, because she's just an amazing, glorious woman, and I love you so much. I don't know if you'll see this, but anyway.
We'll make sure she does. So just to wrap this all up and kind of focus on, the main principle that I love to share with Partner Channel OC is the value of partnership. And I know you've touched lightly a few times, so if you can just kind of say, how do you value partnership, or how does GigaSavvy value partnership, or kind of just touch on that core value of how you value partnership?
Okay, so partnership to me was perfectly defined, actually. A couple of years ago, a good friend of mine, Joe Burke. For those of you who haven't had the pleasure of meeting Joe Burke yet, you have to. He's an innovator. Mm-hmm. He wanted to write a book, so he got on a train and wrote the whole thing while he was sitting on the train. He's currently developing a soccer ball that you can kick in the house that won't break things. He's been on TV as an actor. He's run his own ad agency. He's amazing. Anyways, so I'm sitting at lunch with Joe Burke, and he says, "Oh, Rachel, you are a pontifex." What's a pontifex? Okay, it's this old Latin word for bridge builder, because back in the day, that was actually like a science. To be a bridge builder was a big part of any tribal community. So, but the way I'm a bridge builder is not of actual bridges. My tools are my network, my partnerships, the people that I work with, and I like to build bridges and partnerships together every day. So I'm always looking for the way to fit those pieces together and make the right introductions, or outline a plan for people to achieve greatness together. Because with partnership, you can achieve so much more than you can on your own. So that's then I actually wrote a little. I don't write much on LinkedIn, but I did write an article on being a pontifex. So if anyone wants to check that out, it's I probably should write another article. It's been a while.
I love that pontifex. I never heard of that. Yeah. I made that face when you said that.
Yeah. I know. Okay, but I have one more plug.
Yeah,
before we go. Okay. I have to give a shout out. Okay, to this is a book called What Are You Going to Do? And it was by the 3% Conference. And I hope everyone can see this. Okay, so I don't know if you can hang on. Bear with me here. All right, so I'm going to flip through it just so you can see it. However, and I'll tell you what it is. So the 3% Conference was started by a dear friend of mine. Her name is Kat Gordon. And Kat Gordon was a creative director in the advertising space and realized that only 3% of creative directors were women. So she started this 3% movement and conference, and now we're up to, I think, 29% of creative directors are women. And so she's done so much over the last few years to raise awareness about just gender equality and diversity of all types across the advertising community and the creative community. And so I love supporting women in business and all sorts of different types of diversity. That's really an important message for me, especially when we talk about partnerships, because when you architect these deals, it never hurts to keep that in mind. So anyways, shout out to Kat. Thank you for everything that you continue to do to inspire all of us all the time.